Today we're going to look at a word that we all fall guilty of. Hey there everybody, welcome to Safety Update with Sam. I, of course, am Sam. You are not. Let's keep it that way. Okay, cool. Hey, you might notice that I'm over by the computer this week. That is because we're just going to jump right into the dash cam for this week. So last week, a couple of you noticed that I did not do a safety update. That is because, quite frankly, I ran out of time. These, I know they're only a couple minutes long here, but they do take some time to put together, get the dash cam footage, do the editing, get a couple things set up. So I'm not saying this as an excuse by any means, but this is just the truth sometimes. Last weekend actually, I was up in Minnesota I took my motorcycle up there and had a fun time up there. But as I was riding back, I noticed a lot of drivers doing a lot of goofy things. If you ride a motorcycle, you know that you are very aware of your surroundings, or at least you should be very aware of your surroundings. And so basically anytime I drive past a car or anything like that, like I see what they're doing. I look, it's just maybe a curiosity thing, but I'm very aware of what is going on around me. However, the trip up there was about 6.5 hours each way. And there's periods of time in there where you start to just kind of let your guard down a little bit. It's not right at the beginning, but maybe 3.5, 4 hours into the trip, you've gotten comfortable. You've gotten relaxed on the bike. Nothing's happened. Nothing crazy has happened, hopefully. And you start getting complacent. Okay. And that's the word I want to talk a little bit about today real quick. And when you get complacent with things, obviously you let your guard down. You get maybe you get a little lazy with stuff. You're not really checking around you. And one thing I notice when I'm looking at the cars as I'm going past them, or if they're going past me, which is ridiculous because I'm doing, you shouldn't be going that fast. But anyways, what's that word? You're crazy if you go slower than me. You're a maniac if you go faster than me. So anyways, but one of the things I noticed too is there's a lot of distracted driving out there. Okay, a lot of cars doing stuff that they really shouldn't be doing, or the passengers in there are doing crazy stuff. There's just a lot of distracted driving, and like I said, there were times on my trip last week that I was guilty of the same thing. You kind of just start resting a little bit, relaxing, and all of a sudden this car blows by you and you go, I didn't even know they were there. It kind of gives you that little bit of a wake-up call, because when you're on the bike, you're pretty exposed out there more than when you're in the car. But I was noticing a lot of complacency going on. And that is one thing that I have also seen amongst some drivers. And I'm not calling anybody out on this by any means, but we're going to take a look at a dash cam video of one of our more seasoned drivers just kind of making a bad decision. And, maybe assuming some things that they shouldn't have. And like I said, just making a decision that they normally really wouldn't make. It was really out of character. And again, the word complacent, like you've done this 100 times. You've turned left or you turned right 100 times. You backed up 100 times. Sometimes you forget the little things, and those little things are what keep you safe and what keeps everyone else around you safe, or keeps you out of, as you're going to see here, a fence. So let's take a look at the dash cam video, and then we'll kind of look over. There's a couple things that actually happen in this one that are interesting. So let's take a look here at the first one. So we're driving along here. I think this is out on the East Coast. And we're getting ready to make a wide right turn. Okay, so first off, this is what I'm talking about here too. You got these people in the vehicles that are they just don't know how to drive around you guys. Can I say it that way? You guys have all seen this, okay? I'm not showing you anything new, but I just want to remind you, if you're looking to turn right into someplace and you got to do that big wide swing, always double check, okay? Because again, I have seen this more often than not, where we're making a big wide swing and a car will come in there. We actually have an incident right now that I'm working on where this is exactly what happened. Our driver was turning right and a car jetted in, and that car is coming after us. I shouldn't say coming after us. They initially, let's put it this way, because dash cams saved the day, but they initially were saying it was our fault because we turned right into them, where we could see that it wasn't really our fault. You guys just tried to create a turn lane where there wasn't a turn lane. So right now, we've got this car, we're trying to turn right, but this car decides that he's gonna do something different. So, but anyways, so he drives past, our driver saw him. But now we're coming into this customer, and that is a very difficult turn. And as you can see, trying to make it, and we don't. We run over the fence. And as you see here, there's really no more room. We're up against the guardrail, and that's kind of it. You know, we get kind of stuck up on the fence there. So, again, kind of an out of the ordinary decision made by the driver. And again, I don't make these to call anybody out. Okay, I'm not doing this for shame. That's why I don't put names on here. You guys don't need to know who this is, but believe me when I say this, that this is, like I said, one of our more veteran drivers on the fleet, and they just made a bad choice. So as you can see, even from the beginning of this video, this turn, we can go a little bit here. You can see the road, the driveway over there. This turn would have been difficult for me to make in my pickup truck. Okay, if I was doing what this driver was doing, even just in my pickup truck, this would be a more difficult turn. I'd probably even have to swing out a little bit. So right there, you should know that this is going to be an impossible turn for a semi-truck with a full trailer on the back there. Good job to our driver for checking his mirrors before he turns, because as you see, this driver has no clue what we're doing. So good job to our driver. The guy, you see who got back there, guy stops. But right here, I mean, you got to know you're not making that turn. And if we had the forward-facing dash cam on this right now, you would see that our driver is right up against the guardrail. Like, those back wheels now are not even turning hardly. They're just, you know, pivoting. And unfortunately, we just didn't have it. So when I talked to the driver about this, you know, we had a little discussion, and he knows what he did wrong. He should have gone down, just driven past the driveway, found a spot to turn around, come back. Again, this is out on the East Coast. You guys know that East Coast is notorious for being extremely tight, very hard to maneuver, and something like this just was not going to happen with a semi-truck. So unfortunately, we got hung up. We had to, I believe they thought that there were some brake issues. Turns out there wasn't. But again, just for making a decision like this, it cost us a couple $100 to have someone come out, take a look at some of the stuff. We had to plug some of the cabling back in, and you know, there's just a couple things that had to happen, but it still cost us money. Any money we would have made off this load just went right into fixing this trailer because of a decision like this. So I say all that to just give you guys a heads up here, and just kind of you know, refresh in your mind that don't get complacent with things. Okay, even if you've been driving for 30, 40 years, there's still always times and examples of when you should be on your guard. You know, there's always new challenges out there. Even if you've done something 100 times, you still always just got to make sure that you're doing things by the book, and that you're being defensive out there when you are doing it. You know, again, I make the joke that there's drivers on our fleet that have more miles in reverse than I ever will in forward. But they got those miles in reverse because they still do all the little things correctly. If it's a tight spot, they get out and look, you know, goal, get out and look. You know, they don't put themselves in precarious situations because they know that it's going to be bad to trying to get out of them. So, again, this just serves as a reminder that, A, when you're making wide right turns, always check your mirrors. Always check your mirrors, because these cars have absolutely no clue how you guys drive. Okay, and this guy thought, wow, look at this semi-truck. He's getting out of my way. Lucky me. He has no clue. I guarantee you, if I go look, that the guy is probably on his phone in the car. But you have to recognize, too, when a situation is just not going to work, and then you have to figure out what you need to do after that. So you don't end up in the cable fencing or the cable guardrail, whatever that's called, and doing damage to the equipment. Because like I said, any profit we would have made off this load just all went out to repairs. So, anyways, you're doing fine out there, guys. Just again, reminding you, don't let your guard down. Okay, don't let your guard down. Make sure that you're driving defensively. Make sure that you're getting out and looking, and make sure that you're not getting yourself in situations that you can't get yourself out of. So, anyways, as always, comments, questions, concerns, I'm open to all of them. Let me know what you would have done in this kind of situation as well. And again, this is a very seasoned driver. This is not a newbie out there making these decisions. This driver has probably more miles in reverse than I do in forward. So anyways, it can happen to all of us. That's why you always got to be safe out there, be careful, and whatever. So anyways, questions, comments, concerns, let me know. But until then, I'll just say it because I say it at the end of every video. Make sure, because of situations like this, that you drive safe.